Hi, everybody. I'm Alexa Bourne. I was raised here in York, Pennsylvania. I moved away to Pittsburgh for 13 years. I'm back, and I love my hometown. I am so glad you made it to the island. I know it's a really long drive to get to Maine, but this is like my special place, and it means so much to me that you're here. McMahan's not very big. It's only a mile from north to south, but I thought to kind of get you oriented now that you've arrived, we could maybe take a walk together. Yeah, so I just feel like I haven't talked to you in a while, and I want to catch up, and I have all these thoughts that have been on my mind, and it just feels like it'd be a good way for us to connect. Yeah, and so I'm going to be honest, I'm going to request as a friend that I kind of need to like get all this out, and then I'll be quiet and I'll listen, but I just have some things I really need to share with you. So I was listening to a podcast a few months ago. Tim Ferriss had Donald Hoffman on, who's a neuroscientist out of Stanford University, and it was this weird thing because he said just a couple and then things, and then my mind just kind of like rolled out, right? So, but what struck me was that it didn't blow my mind, but let me just say the thing first, all right? So Donald Hoffman said on this podcast that the mathematical probability that what we experience as reality actually is reality is 0. I know that's a lot, so I'm just going to say it one more time. All right, we're friends, let's just connect on this, okay? The mathematical probability that what you and I experience in the day-to-day as reality actually is 0. Like, these guys ran the simulations, did the calculations, and so what we're experiencing every day actually isn't reality. A good friend told me once, though, nothing is as it seems, nor is it otherwise, right? Okay, so, you know, it's just, it was the thing that struck me because it didn't strike me. I know that's a lot, but okay, here we go. So it's like it hit me, and I was like, oh, that feels like a remembering. It feels like my arm that was missing like popped back into place, and I remembered something. Like, didn't feel that disorienting, and it made me realize, like, why is that? And I think the big thing that struck me is that I've been lucky enough in my life to have had opportunities for rites of passage, very intense, ethereal experiences that have made it so for a moment I wasn't actually an I wasn't like a person, I was just a part of consciousness. And I got to like return back here into this body, and it just made me keep thinking. I was like, wait a minute, so what is it, this separateness that we experience? Why have we kind of done this to ourselves? We live in this anomalous culture that teaches us that we are masters over a domain, that we have lifeless raw materials that we wield for our own benefit. But that's an anomaly culturally. Most cultures are animistic. They believe that everything around us is alive. Plants, animals, trees, rocks, fire, water. And I was thinking about, like, what is that separateness, and why do we keep picking it? And are we even relating to one another anymore, right? So the etymology of the word relate is to carry or to birth. And like, what are we creating together if all we do is just take and take and take? And in this mansion of riches that we sit in, that we have no one to share any of it with, like, do we want to be here? Or do we want to try something else? So yeah, I don't know, I've been thinking about what would it be for us to maybe let go of that, to let go of that separateness? Do we have to be individuals all the time, or could we maybe share in some things, create some things together? I don't know if you're open to that, you know, and it's a lot to ask when like the soup that you're swimming in is that you're alone. But I don't think we're alone. Yeah, and I think there's something else about it too. It's like, we have all these amazing examples around us, right? Like, if we do look to nature, if we do look to these other things, they teach us all the time how to let go, how to let something die, how to let that loneliness depart, and then to use the pieces of it and to build something new that does serve us. I mean, look at a mushroom, right? I mean, like, it does that literally all the time. It takes the worst of what we've discarded and turns it into something that we can use again. Yeah, I don't know. It's a lot. I know it's a lot, but I told you I needed to just kind of like get it out and put it out there for you. Yeah, I needed to just get it out and put it out there for you. So I don't know, do you ever think about that? Do you ever think what it's like that we have chosen this separateness? Yeah, like this moss here on this tree, this moss takes decades to grow. And it's like out here in the wind on the coast of Maine, like it's surviving against all odds. It's called old man's beard. Look at this, I mean, like this is like a seagull ate a crab and left these like beautiful shells here for us to admire. They're just laying here on the ground. And like we know that shells provide amazing nutrients to plants and make it possible for them to grow. I don't know, I even think about like, what do humans do? Like we have the ability to cut, to sever, we have the ability to make decisions. We have this amazing consciousness that can make decisions about where we go. Even the fact that I'm able to say to you, what we experience as reality isn't reality, and we can know that other things also experience a reality, right? So if all of existence is a gem and there's many facets, we are the facet that gets to know there are other facets. And we get to imagine what it's like to be moss or two pine cones, or we can do that. And maybe other creatures can, I don't know, just thinking about it. Yeah, so, I know I gave you a lot, but I'm really excited to hear what's going on in your life. I'm so excited that we have a chance to connect and to just be here in this place that's so special to me. So I see you, I'm here, I'm listening.